Do you want to learn how to feed Queso's pig and receive rewards like this to earn as many gourmet eggs and seed packs as possible? Well, let me show you. So first of all, let me explain the cooking event. There's two things that are really important: the recipe and the size of your fruits that you submit into the cooking pot. If your food is high quality, you'll receive better rewards. And if your food is large, you'll receive more rewards. Every hour, Mr. P. Piggy gets a new craving. Now the craving is basically just the food that he wants to eat right now, which will also give you more rewards if you give him the correct food. So we want to make sure that we're using the best recipe, the largest fruits, and that we give him the food that he wants. So how do we find the best recipe? Now, I like using the wiki, and when you scroll down, you can see all the recipes for every single food item, ranging from normal to prismatic. Normal being the worst and prismatic being the best. Pick a recipe you have all the required plants to. So let's say you don't have Bone Blossom, then you would go with Divine or a mythical recipe. You need to figure out which plants you're gonna need for all the recipes, because we are gonna be using the sprinkler method to make the fruits as big as possible. So once you know which fruits to use, you can either use a trowel to move them around, or you can plant them down directly. Now I used a trowel to move these, and one thing I noticed is that you kinda have to spam click to try and place them down, otherwise it's gonna be really difficult. Now don't worry, even if you don't have the master sprinkler, this method is still really effective. However, if you do use a master sprinkler, keep in mind that it lasts 10 minutes, so you will have to replant your godly, advanced, and basic sprinklers when their duration runs out. So start planting your sprinklers around all the placed flowers. You want to place a couple of basic sprinklers and advanced sprinklers, because their radius isn't that big. But you only need to place down one godly and one master, as their radius is enough to cover the entire circle. Now when you're done with the sprinklers, you want to collect all the fruits from the plants in the circle, so new big ones can grow in their place. The last step is to sell your inventory and leave the game so your sprinklers can do the work. Now after 45 minutes, we're gonna join back and we're gonna collect all the fruits quickly, and then we're gonna leave the game again. Now you should be able to use this method at least a couple of times. Also, I really like this method because you're not actively grinding for hours and hours. You can just AFK, place your sprinklers, collect fruit, and then you cook. So the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to the cooking pot and we're gonna cook his craving. So in my case it would be cake, so I need 1 banana and 4 bone blossom. So you submit your plants and then you click the green cook button. Now after a while, when your food is done cooking, you submit the food to Mr. P. Piggy. And you should be able to get a nice handful of rewards just like me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, I love you guys. If you guys want to support me, you can subscribe to the channel or like the video. I would really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Bye bye!